Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Today, we're at the body shop. We're going to take you for a bit of a wander around and look at some of the projects that we've got on the go. Now, some of you may remember this car, and this is one of the best cars that Honda ever made. And of course, it is the original Honda CR-V, and this one's from '02, so a pretty old car, but you know what? Still a very, very good car. And this one has come in to have its bumper repaired after a minor ding. Now, I know it's an old car, don't get me wrong, but these cars, if they're looked after, run for a long, long time indeed. And I just want to show you the inside, because the quality of the interior for a car that's this old and that's been on the roads for more than 20 years, the fabrics are absolutely amazing. Even on the driver's bolster, they don't make cars like this anymore. Look at that. I know you can't feel it, but the depth and the thickness of the material. You go and look at new cars today, they are rubbish. And 40,000 miles, this part here is always split or cracked, even on the, what they say is leather, because of course it's not leather anymore, is it? But testament to Honda and Toyota, certainly from the 80s, the 90s and into the early 2000s, their quality, especially on all their fabrics and their plastics, are amazing. They really, really are. Like I always say, if it hasn't got a T on the front and a H on the front, or an L on the front, which of course is a Lexus, which is a Toyota, you shouldn't buy it. But hey, who wants to listen to me? I go and buy some of the most stupid cars in the world. Anyway, come on, let's go and have a look. We've got a BMW 1 Series Coupe over there. That's got a few nicks on it. We've got what I believe, again, is one of the greatest cars in the world. This is a Mercedes 213 or 212, this one. And this one is the saloon version, 220 diesel engine, possibly one of the best engines Mercedes ever made. Bit gruff, bit rough, but goes on, and of course gives very, very fuel economy. You may have noticed this one's got a little bit of damage and the odd zip tie or two holding it in place, and well, it's a little bit knackered, but we will repair it, because obviously it's much cheaper for the gentleman if we repair it rather than buy a brand new bumper. The brand new bumper on that car from Mercedes would cost around about €2,000. We're confident we can repair it through plastic welding and a little bit of filler and a bit of paint. Luckily all the bits are still here, and we'll charge him around about 500, and there you go. He's getting a good deal and we're quite happy as well. But a very, very nice car indeed, there's no doubt about it. But like I was just saying on the Honda over there, when we start to look at the interior, this is where it all falls apart. This is a passenger seat, and we can see, look at the wear on there, and you just, yeah, it's terrible. When you glance over to the driver's seat, all of the fake leather has come off on that side. So great car, but unfortunately, like all car manufacturers now, they are saying that, what are they saying? Yeah, they're trying to save the environment and all those kind of things. So recycling. What they're actually doing is saving themselves some money and charging you that little bit more. Do you remember this car? BMW Z4, that was featured in the last video. I'm still driving around in that with my fingers crossed, hoping to find a brand new owner for it. But one or two inquiries, one or two people are pondering on it, and of course their biggest concern is the practicality of it, which is what we predicted, wasn't it? Anyway, come on, let's keep going. Let's go into the body shop, because there's one or two projects on the way. This one, yeah, what can we say? Well, this one is a Ford Ranger pickup, believed to be currently possibly the best pickup of all pickups. That's what people say. But unfortunately, if you come round and have a look at this one hit something rather hard, and well, the bonnet's knackered, the front wing's knackered. That's not worth it. There's a fog light in there, that's all right, I suppose. The light's broken. I think it's bent the suspension arm and the inner wing, but all the new parts are on order. They'll all be fitted, it'll all be painted. Give us a week or so, that car will be like new. Let's go in. And there's a nice draft in here as well, by the way. So this is where all of the work takes place, and this is where some of the parts have come. That one there, believe it or not, is actually the bonnet to go on that Ford outside. And here's some other bits and bobs that have arrived for that Ford that's outside, including the lights. There it is. Brand new lights all the way. So slowly but surely, if you give us a week, that Ford may feature on camera. Anyway, come on, let's go and have a look and see what's going on. Here's a couple of doors that have been freshly painted, and they are off a Honda Integra, if you remember that one. Let's keep going, because there's a lot of things to show you in here today. This is a rather nice, one of those, what do you call these things, buggy jeepy things, if you have a look at it on the camera. Can we have a look at this? There we are, cameraman's catching up with us, and we're taking some of the panels off it and refurbing some bits and bobs of it. If you come round this way now, he's refitting all of the inner arches because, of course, we have fitted and repainted some new parts, if you notice. These are brand new, and those are the old ones, which were a bit faded and a bit battered, and the gentleman got some new ones, so they're being fitted. And he's had some new tyres, and of course he's going to have some great fun with that out in the dunes. What's in here? Ooh. We've got a man painting in there. Oh, he's coming out. He's coming out. There we are. That means we can go in. Come on, let's go and have a look. Live painting in the body shop in downtown Paphos. So there's a door that's been repaired and been painted, and then we're blended into that wing, and then we've done the corner of that bumper as well. And the reason for that is to make sure that it all matches. Otherwise, you get a mismatch with the colours. So nice little Peugeot, and this is a Peugeot, is it a 3008? Yes, it is, a Peugeot 3008. Quite a good car. We did a review on that not that long ago, and of course I actually own one. So not a bad car. There we are. Ahmed has finished his little bit of painting. In a second they'll switch the oven on and they'll cook it up for about 60 minutes at about 100 degrees centigrade, and that will be baked. Then it'll be out, and then in will be the next one. That's how it works. For those of you who are following the channel, and we do appreciate that, and we do thank you very much indeed, this is one of our Yaris's, which you may notice has been turned round. And that's because, if you remember, all of the front was all bashed up and smashed up. Do you remember that? Well, new wing, new bonnet, the lights are in, the front bumper is on, and of course the crash bar behind it is on, and this wing is on as well. So slowly but surely, this fabulous little Toyota Yaris is coming back to life. And I am a lover of Toyota Yaris's. So you stick with the channel, and I promise you, you're going to watch that car come back to its former glory. And of course, hopefully next week we're going to be painting the whole car, so you can come on that little adventure with us. Let's keep going, because there's plenty of cars in the workshop for you to cast your eyes upon. What do you think of that? That's a classic Mitsubishi, and of course this one's been tampered with a little bit, and it's in to have its new bumpers painted, a little bit of work on the bonnet. He's put some scoops on it, he's tuned the engine up, he's got a roll bar system inside, some fabulous chairs. What a great, great car. And it's so nice to see some of these young guys bring back some of these cars, because this car would have gone to a scrapyard, which was a shame, because in its day, this was one of the greatest rally cars that the world had ever seen. And it's got this huge wing on the back as well. Fabulous car, fabulous, fabulous car. So hopefully we'll take you on that journey as well. Now, do you remember this car that was featured on video a week or so ago? This is the BMW I was telling you about, that was bought by a gentleman for his wife, had it for over 20 years, and he was going to treat her to a new one. This was their third or fourth car, if I remember rightly. And she said, no, you tell you what, I like that car. Get it all refurbed and painted up, and we'll use that as our summer car. So it has all been fully resprayed. And if we have a look, can I just open it up, Abdullah? Yeah? I know I'm disturbing you, but I'll just open it up. And if we look inside the car, look at the leather. Look at it. It's like a new car inside. So rather than the man spend 50, 60,000 euros, he spent just under 6,000 euros and got a very, very happy wife indeed. And of course the seats have been done as well. Absolutely beautiful. But a testament to them, by the way, the steering wheel is perfect. They put a new head-up display. There's no cracks or damage. They looked after this car. So of course it was well worth spending that 6,000 euros to make it almost as good as new. I'll let the cameraman show you all of it in its beauty and its entirety. Beautiful, beautiful looking car. Thank you, Abdullah. Is it looking good?
Yes.
Yes? Are you happy?
Yes, I'm good.
That's what we like to see. Abdullah takes his work very, very seriously, and he is polishing the living daylights out of this car. And then of course we will pop the badges on, give it a full valet inside, and then this car will be going back to its owner. And remember, they've owned it from brand new. And it's got that classic quality of a BMW. Absolute quality, even with pillarless windows. Just have a quick look at that interior again, Johnny. Classic BMW E46 from 2002. In tip-top condition. That's now had a little bit of leather work inside and a full respray. The soft top is in tip-top condition, but we're going to clean it all up and wax it up, and that is going to be a work of art driving around on the streets of downtown Paphos. We're outside the body shop now. Let's go and have a look and see what's over here, because there's quite a few cars about. We've got a combination of hire cars and a combination of customers' private cars. And this one over here is a customer of mine, and they have unfortunately caused a little bit of damage on the wing. We've knocked it out, skimmed it with fillet, primed it up, taken the plastic strip off. We're going to paint that in a bit. If you understand, the cars on this line here are next to go into the booth. So we'll paint that up, blend it into the door, blend it into the bumper, and then we'll replace this. We'll polish up their lights, and that car will be going back tomorrow. This is a customer's car over here, a little Honda Jazz, which has served this gentleman as a holiday car for more than 15 years and never ever let him down. Now, I don't know if the cameraman can get through, but I think he can. Come on, let's go and have a look, because this gentleman caught a little wall as he was going into his apartment complex, and he creased the inner door and the lower sill all the way down here. And we've had an awful job getting it all out and pulling out this sill, but we've done it, and it's a little skimmer filler, and now it's ready for its final sanding down, and then we're going to paint the whole side of the car, and this car will be returned in a few days. But very, very difficult to actually pull out some of these doors and get the correct shape, because they've got all sorts of creases in them, which is why in the UK, in America, those kind of places, they tend to just replace them with a new door. Unfortunately, on the island of Love, parts are very difficult to get hold of. If you go to Honda, that door, if they could get it, costs you about 2,000 euros. So what if we charged the man? I think I quoted him 700 euros because we're going to paint the whole side of the car. Going to be a very, very happy man. Come on, cameraman, let's get back into the workshop where it's that little bit cooler, shall we say. But graveyard out here as well, by the way. There are quite a few cars on the mechanic side that are grave cars as well. I remember that car in its day. That was a great old Nissan. Let's go and have a look at it, actually, because I'm a lover of old Japanese cars, and I am pondering on whether to build up a collection of them, because, well, we've got a collection of them, haven't we? But these old cars, you know, in their day, they were knocked for various reasons and politics and all that sort of stuff. But these cars have stood the test of time, and I mean literally this one's standing the test of time. You can't leave a Ford or a BMW or a Mercedes like that to rot. It would just disintegrate. Whereas these Japanese cars, certainly from the 80s, the 90s and early 2000s, were at the top of their game. Unfortunately, as time's gone on, they have now mimicked, should we say, the Germans, and understood they've got to create showroom appeal. 4 or 5 years later, bugger you, doesn't matter about that, you should be buying a new one by then. Same with Volkswagen and the stuff. But they still make very, very reliable cars. So as I always say, if it hasn't got a T on the front of it, an L on the front of it, which is a Lexus, which is a Toyota, or a H on the front of it, yeah, I wouldn't bother with them, to be honest. Although I shouldn't say that, because of course we sell all kinds of brands. But if you want the ultimate reliable cars, Toyota, Lexus, Honda, maybe Mazda, Subaru have got a great reputation as well. Anyway, come on. Let's walk you back through the workshop and let's see what's going on, because Abdullah is doing something. He's masking up something, so he's going to go and polish something. So let's go and watch Abdullah, the master polisher, at work, because he does take his job very, very seriously indeed. So come on, let's go and have a look. It's looking good, there's no doubt about that. So if we look now to see what he's done, he's actually been masking off the trim around the roof, because he's now going to polish all this part of the car. And what you don't want is the edge of the polishing machine to catch this and to splatter white polish all over it. So you should always protect. It's like this little spoiler here. If you were polishing that boot, you would definitely mask off that spoiler, because if you clip it, you're going to take the paint off it in seconds. Then you would demask, mask around it, and then polish the spoiler very, very slowly indeed. Anyway, come on, let's watch him mask up. You may think it's simple, but it's not. There is an art to it. And of course, you've got to then go along with your nail and just do that, just to tuck it in that little bit to make sure it doesn't lift when the polisher catches it. Is that the way you do it? Yeah. So that side's finished now, is it? Okay, so now there's this side to finish. Is the bonnet all done? Bonnet's done. The boot's all done? No. Not done, no. So this side that the cameraman is showing you now is all done. So he's going to go nice and slowly and show you, well, it's beauty and it's perfection. Beautiful BMW E46 in black, the best color, black on black on black, black interior, black exterior, black wheels, and a nice little tint to the front lights. That's what the lady wanted. She wanted it to look full on gangster, and it does look full on gangster. And of course, on the front, the little cherry on the top is the brand new badge and the blacked out grille. Looks better than the day it came out of the factory. A true, true work of art. I think Abdullah's going to start polishing, so let's go and watch him for a couple of minutes and you can see how it's done. We're going to polish the boot. Yeah, there we go. Let's get the cameraman in. Here we go. Let's watch Abdullah. You spread it out a little bit and then he's going to move it all around. There we go. Nice and slow on the speed till he spreads it out that little bit. Very careful on that rear spoiler. Remember, he's a professional. Well, I'm advising you, if you were polishing this hood, to actually mask off the aerial and to mask off that rear spoiler. Take your time, be careful and nice and slow. And the shine will slowly but surely come. Now, if you were polishing this whole car, it's going to take you somewhere between 2 to 3 hours to get a good job, 5 to 6 hours to get an exceptional job. And again, you can change the head size on the polisher. We've got a mini polisher, so we can get in all the nooks and crannies as well. But attention to where you are polishing is what it's all about. So there you go, that's how you polish up the car. And on a black car, it takes that little bit longer because it's black, the best colour for a car, by the way. We're going to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, smash that subscribe. Please don't forget to keep on coming back for that little bit more of my complete and utter madness as I take you on my travels. buying cars, selling cars, repairing cars, refurbing cars. If there's a car that you'd like to see, drop it in the comments. You never know. And that little video may be coming especially for you very, very soon indeed. And of course, if you like us that little bit, want to go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Google Cars and Me, Buy Me a Coffee, up will come our landing page. You can choose to read a little bit more about us, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you will gift us a coffee or two. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed your company, and hopefully you will come and join us again very, very soon indeed. Let's just show the final result, because Abdullah is now cleaning off his polish, and we can see that there is an immaculate shine on that hood. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Abdullah. You are the superstar as usual. And of course, thanks for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon indeed.